Yes, if I confirm, it's your boy Foxy P in the building. I like your boy. The chopper of them on the fryer plantain. Yes, 1995, 1999 Gidigbo champion. The first Igbo governor of Lagos State. But once I say yes, I say yes, we fit. Yes, but I confirm. When in doubt, so that breast.
Yes, Father Confirm. I want to welcome you once again to another episode of the Africa Today Show with your tout Foxy P in the building. Ginger. I want to apologize. I haven't had a show for a while. Just been dealing with a whole bunch of personal and professional stuff. You guys know I manage African comedians, so a whole bunch of comedians, Chief Obi, Camilo Kaponeski, and myself. So booking gigs, wedding season, all that kind of stuff. It makes it really difficult. Plus, I had the Instagram videos that we put up, all that kind of stuff. Also on the personal side, you know, Mama Junior, that's my baby mama with whom I have no children, up and left me, actually ran away to California. So, you know, dealing with that one as well. So it's been a struggle. But I want to thank people who have been supporting, you know, everywhere I go. People always ask me, you know, oh, how far, and I love your Instagram videos. But certain people will hit me up and say, Africa Today Show. Off the chain. I met Chim. I went to go MC a wedding in Houston. He came up to me and was like, yo, I love Africa Today Show. My eye just swell up like this. A whole bunch of people be hitting me up on social media and I appreciate you so much. Like, yo, Father, how far with the ATS? Now what's going on? Even Mayor Dollar, I was like, yo, how fun? Now what's going on with you? Now let me see Africa Today Show. So we're definitely back. Too many things have been happening in Africa. Crazy. The First Lady of Nigeria, she went and snapped picture, her first official photograph, and in the picture where she just posed, you know, nice baby, she just posed, looking real cute, looking real sassy, and as she just posed, they snapped her that picture. Now, what happened was inside that picture, the watch that she's wearing ended up being a 10 million naira watch, and people losing their mind. Oh my God. Oh my God, why she wears an expensive watch? I thought her husband didn't have any money. Now, at first, you know me, I just jumped out and said, you are stupid. But I was not like, no, let me slow down. Because if you think about it, Buhari ran under this whole premise of like, I don't have any money. Even the 25 million naira to file my form for presidential ambition or whatever, I had to borrow it. I had to put in a loan. All I have is 100 cow. Or just look at the small money I have. I have only one house. I don't have any offshore accounts. I don't have this. So he ran on that whole premise. So people saw that and they identified that with somebody who doesn't have money. So now when his wife now went and took that picture where she now wore that expensive watch, what did they call it? That's loose guarding. She lost her guard, pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Because let me tell you something. Those people are now poor. Those people are now broke. They're so far from being broke. It's ridiculous. Because how can you have a former head of state? Somebody who was in power before Babangida, before Abacha. I don't care how clean his hands are. Money will be touching it. This is somebody who was a former head of PTF, the Petroleum Trust Fund, that's taking care of all the income that NNPC is collecting. You say this man doesn't have money. Come on now. All those children are looking all fresh. Look at those children. They don't rub Vaseline. Those children are rubbing heavily lotion. That's why their body just looking all fresh like the middle of Moi confirm. So I'm looking at people like, why are you surprised that this woman is wearing this 10 million naira watch? It makes sense because they're sitting on money. And guess what? Nigerians have been deceived again. Because every single time anybody's running for political office, or they keep lying, I never had money. I don't have any money. Even Jonathan, when he was running, what did he say? I don't have shoe. I used to go to school without shoe. I used to go to school barefoot. Now all of a sudden, look at him sitting down in big money. So we keep being shocked with this whole thing, and I don't understand it. Talking about money and being chopped and everything, I'm getting the news that the Nigerian Senate pretty much chopped 600 billion naira in the past 4 years of government. And during that time, can you please guess how many bills did they pass during that time? I'll help you. 106. 106. After they chopped almost 600 billion naira, they shot from out. Imagine that. 106. That's a failure. A failure on such a huge level. Talking about the sense, I don't know whether you guys heard about the action film that they acted. You know, Saraki is now the Senate president. And the film that was acted, very, very simple. What they did was this. APC is the ruling party, right? That's who won the election and the ones that went into power. So when it was time to elect the Senate president, the head of APC, the board of trustees, everybody said, okay, guys, so these are the people who are going to vote. Sure, you understand? So they agreed that these are the people who are going to vote. They put the names forward. Now, there's somebody called Bukola Saraki. He's a senator, former governor of Kwara State, Pekin of the great Saraki family, confirmed in that Kwara State ahead. And this guy wanted to be Senate president. So he said, look, Why don't we just wait till we get to the Senate floor and let people vote for who they want? And Tinubu people say, no. APC, we are saying right now that this is who we are going to put inside there. So all of you have to agree. So what does this guy do? This guy acted an action film. The more you look, the less you see. The night before that election, that's how the guy just went back. Hit up all the PDP people. You have a majority of APC people inside the Senate. Quite alright. If all the APC people vote for that one person, they're definitely gonna get in. I think it's like 54 APC to like 40 something PDP. So the person will definitely get in with that majority. Quite alright. But if you can get a few APC to vote along the same lines as all of the PDP, you can make sure now that the Gary can even plenty pass the water confirm. That's what this guy did. So he snookered them. The biggest, the more you look, the less you see. The biggest, I'm going to tell you, I'm giving you spaghetti, but I'm giving you indomie, that they did was on the day of the election. All the APC people got announcement that there's a meeting. All the APC senators announced there's a meeting going on somewhere that's a little bit of a distance from the Senate House. So those ones now went. And those ones now went there. Oh, that's how PDP and the APC people who Saraki has already had lined up for himself that is going to vote for him, they went to the Senate House. That's how the Senate guy that has gavel now said, do we have quorum? They say, yes, we have quorum. I mean, people, they count them. Okay, all right, let's vote. That's how they vote. The guy went in unopposed. By the time those other senators heard that the election was going on, they started rushing back. And that's how police were now, that security parole decided to now block the gate for them to not enter. The same thing that happened last time before. Saraki said, no. Open the gate, let them come in and greet their new Senate president. Oh, so basically it took like almost like a whole week of posturing where APC was saying that they will not allow this new president. They don't agree with the new Senate president. And people were saying that, but the Senate president is from APC. What are you guys trying to say? Was there no quorum? You didn't like the fact that the election went on? No, it was not deception. We just went on with the election. It's just that you lost guard. You guys fell mugu. So for a whole week, even Tinubu's wife, who's also a senator in there, she refused to shake the Senate president's hand, all that kind of stuff, ignoring him in chambers, things like that. But after a while, things now settled down. People were saying that this Saraki is showing himself because he's actually a PDP boy, which quite alright, he used to be in the PDP party before he now moved over to APC. Which shows you what this whole Nigerian political space is. The same thing. All of them are the same. Don't let them deceive you for one single second, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Talking about the senators and the politicians, we're also getting the news from Ogun State that this guy, Buruji Kashamu, we just talked about him in the past couple of episodes. Orange is the New Green. That's the guy who was the Alhaji in Orange is the New Black Netflix show. He was the one who was an international drug dealer. Basically, he was in US, he was doing drug deals, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. He now ran to London. They now imprisoned him there for 5 years, awaiting trial, but eventually he now went to Nigeria. He was set free, went to Nigeria, now won election. He's now a senator-elect in Ogun State. You can call him senator-elect. I think he's been sworn in. So he's a senator. So basically, he was yabbing Obasanjo, yabbing Tinubu, and out of nowhere, boom, NDLA just stormed his house. Say that they are yet to extradite him to the US. Finally, the papers have come through. And the guy was like, where is this paper coming through? They're extraditing me. We're still fighting the court case in America. This is not true. Long story short, ladies and gentlemen, the NDLEA people, that's a Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency. They're the ones that will be catching people in border. When you are trying to enter inside plane with cocaine in your belly, they're the ones that will catch you, confirm. So, and then they'll not catch you and you now can shit. They give you a bucket, you now shit. How many raps? Confirm. Anyways, so this guy was now being, not necessarily house arrest. They pretty much came to his house, he barricaded himself, said he would kill himself if they break in, all that kind of stuff. They came and they would try to kick the gate and all that kind of stuff. So eventually he got an injunction by his lawyer that was filed, and they said, where's the extradition? Or where's the he said, where's the extradition letter now? Where is it? They could not find it. Well, so US wants to extradite me. Where is the paper? So pretty much the rule of law now prevailed, and they said there's no extradition letter. So this guy lives to fight another day, which is a very interesting thing. Nigeria is one of those places where the bigger you are as a criminal, the more freedom you have, until you now step on the toes of a bigger criminal. That's what I want to show you, like I can be leather, that kind of thing, confirm. We're getting the news from Punch newspaper that over 18 states are owing their workers, I'm talking about now the civil servants, owing them 110 billion naira in unpaid salary. Wow! Chineke na no eligwe. Unpaid salary, these are all the workers, whether it's local government workers, whether it's people that are working in Sweeping Man Road, whether it's teacher, all kinds of government workers are being told. Now, bear in mind that Nigeria is one of those places where, the government is by far, majority of the people who have jobs that they're going to, they're not just working on their own. Almost like 80% of people that are working somewhere are being paid by the government. Think about the way the government is set up. We're still going to privatization. So you already know like a lot of things that people look up to in terms of like services being rendered are being provided by the government. So of course, most of the employees are government employees. And these people have not been paid. Some of them have not been paid for 6 months, some for 9 months, some for over a year. And you know how it is. If they're owing you at your workplace, here in America that we're staying, the day you're supposed to collect your paycheck is when you collect your paycheck. If the day, 15th of the month, fall on a Saturday, they better pay you on Friday. If there's a public holiday day you're supposed to get paid, they don't pay you after, it's before. It's by law, it's required. So for these Nigerian people, they're like, this man won't pay us for long ago. Now, this 110 billion naira, people are saying different things. They're saying that some of the states is because the governors were running an election and they wanted to save the money to use in their campaign. So because of that, they refused to make that payment. In some states, they say that instead of tipping money outright, what the people in charge of dispersing of your salary, what they do is that they'll carry your full salary. They carry maybe 6 months salary and go and put it inside fixed deposit. So after that 6 months now come out, they'll now take that money, now bring it out, then the interest, they'll keep it for themselves. Can you imagine? That is the height. That right there is the height of wickedness. Thank God that Chineke Nanonelique, God in heaven is not a human being, or else we'll all be dead. So right now I'm going to announce the states. If one of your states is here, just say present. I'm going to talk to your governor. These are the states that are owing money. Abia State, imagine. Akwa Ibom is one of the states that has the most money in terms of the money they're getting from oil is the most, even more than Rivers State, even more than Bayelsa, the most. I can't believe they're on this list. Bauchi State, Benue State, Cross River State, Ekiti State, Imo State, Jigawa State, Kano State, Katsina State, Kogi State, Ogun State, Ondo State, Osun State, Oyo State, Plateau State, Rivers State, Zamfara State. Terrible. Shame on those governors. Can you imagine? Now these governors are still enjoying their lives. Rightfully so. You have some governors that are changing things. Like the governor of Kaduna State, El Rufai. It's pretty much, he has made some changes. He said, you know what? I'm going to stop a whole bunch of things that's happening in the state. Right now they're going through Ramadan. So he said no more free rice, no more free oil, and no more sugar that's going to be given out. I was like, why are you giving this thing out? Basically, during Ramadan, the state gives out all these things. And if you think about all these states, they've been doing all kinds of crazy things. We've talked about this in Africa Today show before. Why is it that states are sending people on pilgrimage? How is that the state's business? How is that more important than paying your teachers that are taking care of your children? That's why the educational system is just so poor. Shout out to the past, and this is another news I'm hearing, the past vice chancellor of University of Benin, Uniben. He just left the university, I think after 4 or 5 years. During his time, he said there was no single strike. So you had people that would enter the school and they were able to graduate on time. That's absolutely beautiful. I know Uniben is a federal university, the professors are being paid from the federal purse, but still yet, when the teachers are being paid well, when everything is being run right, the children will go to school and they will understand what they're teaching them. Now, I don't know whether you guys remember this news from Northern Nigeria. It's last year, maybe 2 years ago, where the girl, I think she was 12 or 13 at the time. She was married off to this guy who was way older than her. I think maybe 20 something or 30 something years older than her. She married the guy and, out of sadness and depression and, because that's pretty much statutory rape. If you're marrying a 13-year-old girl, she now decided to, to set herself free. She put rat poison inside the food that the guy shot with 3 of his friends, and all of them, they die. So this girl was facing, pretty much the death penalty for murder in 4 cases pretty much, and we're getting the news that she has been set free, which is good news if you think about it on the surface. However, that's the question for you guys today. Do you think it was right for them to set this girl free? On one hand, you can look at it and say, you know what, this girl married young and she didn't know what she was doing. She was going through intense sadness, pretty much being raped on a daily basis. So of course, she definitely doesn't want to be there anymore. So that's the only way her small young mind as a teenage girl can think of to escape. Or on the other hand, do you think she should still have been kept in custody since murder is murder?
And she did kill the 3 friends of her husband, who, those guys didn't marry her. If you are their relatives, you yourself too will be upset. Write down your comments and leave them below.
On a much lighter note, we're getting the news from Saudi Arabia that this one man, he went to a park with his beautiful wife. While they were there, the wife now decided that, you know, she wants to go and ease herself. Urination was catching her, so when she went to go and pice, the guy now look up. Where's this my wife that went to pice since? Started looking for her. As he now look, see his wife talking to a guy. So, he now did like he didn't know what's going on, just throw away face on looking. When the wife now came and said, baby, we are going to be cool. That's not what he said. It was Saudi Arabia boys probably said something different. Baby, come. Who's that guy you're talking to? She was like, is my ex-boyfriend. I just went to say hi. I thought you said you were going to peace. I went to go and say hi. You know what? This wedding is over. This marriage is done. Divorce the babe immediately. That's what the guy did. And I like that. Men should not take nonsense. If you ever see your babe talking to another man, that's the end. Red card. Whoa, that's it. You're done. Nothing else is going on. Remind me of the story that we're getting for Oshodi right there. This one guy was hanging out with his babe, cooking in the kitchen. That's how another woman that believed that, yeah, she's a big babe. She's baking cake because she has a small company that she's doing bakery business, doing baking inside their whole yard. You know, all this kind of yard. Face me, I face you, where they have only one kitchen. Confirm. The woman now came because she's baking cake. Now, move their stove to the side because she's baking cake. That's how they now vex. If you see fight, they now sit there. Eventually, they call police. And police that came and arrested the guy and his girlfriend. So I'm wondering, if this people were cooking, this woman was baking cake, and she now moved their stove to the side. It's not the woman that started the wahala. Why is she now the one that called police and police now arrested the other people? That's when they now told me, like, no, Foxy P, you're getting this information wrong. During the fight, the guy and his girlfriend, what they do? They bite the woman in her 2 breasts. Bite the woman on her mammary gland. People are evil in this life. How can you, as an adult, man and wife, be biting another person's breast? So terrible. So terrible. Remind me of what I was saying in this show. Every time we're about to end. Anything we know die in a Voltron. I want to doubt. Suck that breast. Suck that breast. Suck that breast. That's what they tried to do in the show. And police carried them. Ginger.